Hey, it is Tami, your favorite life coach and manifesting mentor. Welcome to today's podcast. What do we want to talk about today? I feel like we would need to talk about staying motivated with, God, everything in life. As human beings, we have a hard time with motivation. And I think that that's because we don't stay plugged in to things that light us up. We don't stay plugged into the things that inspire us. We don't keep our desires and our wants and our wishes and our goals in front of us all the time. And we get caught up with everyday life and being reactors to our reality. And the motivation and the inspiration for creating our dreams and following those dreams gets lost. And so I think it's really important to talk about motivation. How can we stay motivated? How can we stay inspired? And there's many ways to do that. The thing that inspires me the most is when I'm doing my gratitude journal in the morning, when I'm writing out the things that I'm grateful for. And, I've coached a lot of people, and we have done this gratitude journaling a lot. And there's been different variations of it, from just writing out 8 things that you're currently grateful for, or mixing it up and writing in 4 things we're currently grateful for and 4 things in advance that we're grateful for. We have mixed it up and had different variations of the gratitude journal. But I think the one that has worked the best for me in my perspective and in my experience has been staying in the present moment and focusing on the things in my life that are currently going on that I can show gratitude for, because sometimes the smallest things in our lives that go well for us, we overlook, we take them for granted. And we're only motivated to change when the things in our everyday normal life that are going good for us, when we take those things for granted, they seem to disappear. And then when they disappear, then we get motivated to recreate them or get them back, so to speak. And then it becomes this up and down where we have it, we take it for granted, we lose it, we try to get it back. It happens in everything in life. It goes that way with not only your job, but your relationships, your dreams, your health. It happens so often that we take these little things for granted when we should be showing an immense amount of gratitude for them, because as humans, we have a tendency to look at all of the people that are doing better than us and experiencing a sense of lack, that we're not at that point where we want to be, or we're not as good as them, or they have more than us. And that drives the desire for us to have more. But when we get complacent, we don't realize, and that's a small percentage, by the way, of the people that are doing better than you, if you really take a look at it. Because if we took things in contrast of the people that are doing better than us and the people that are doing worse than us, the people that are doing worse than you or worse than us trumps those who are doing better. It's all about your perspective. It's all about the meaning that you put on things. Because there are so many people in this world that don't have what you have. If you've got your health, there's a lot of people in this world that do not have their health, that are dying every day from disease, stress, heart attacks, you name it. If you have your health, you're doing better than a lot of the people on this planet. If you've got a good job, money in the bank, you're doing a lot better than the majority of the people on this planet. If you've got a great relationship with someone, you're doing a lot better than most people on this planet. And what inspires and motivates me is the idea or the perception or the meaning that I could lose it all in an instant. I could lose my health in an instant. I could lose my relationships. I could lose my career. man, I could lose all of that in an instant. And that's what inspires and motivates me every day to be better, to grow, to expand, to learn, to communicate with others, to do something bigger than myself that would matter to humanity, not just in my little world. And so when I'm inspired and motivated, when I'm writing out my gratitude journal of all the things that I'm grateful for currently, like all the things that I have that I don't want to take for granted, and I really write them out, and then I take a minute to read what I wrote and feel it, that's huge. And then that inspires me and motivates me to do many things. Go on YouTube and search for videos that will keep me inspired and keep me motivated, or go on to my mentor's social media page and watch her videos, how she's inspiring and creating the life that she loves, because I have my own mentor. Or going on to my clients' social media pages and reading what they're writing about how their life is changing because of the coaching. That lights me up. That inspires me. That motivates me to keep going in the moments where sometimes my human doesn't want to keep going. Sometimes my human gets complacent. Sometimes my human gets lazy. Sometimes my human is just happy where we are and is good with that. And sometimes I need to kick my human in the ass and say, we've got more work to do. We've got more things that we want to accomplish. We have more experiences that we want to have. Man, getting in touch with the things that are going on in your life on a positive level. Listen, it's so important. And every minute you get to choose, because if you look hard enough for the negative stuff that's going on, you'll find it, because it's there. It's available to you anytime. And on the flip side of that, if you look hard enough for the positive things, it's there as well and available to you. And you get to choose what you're going to look for. What you seek, you shall find. What are you seeking? Are you seeking, my life is good, but it's just not enough, and I need to grind and hustle and climb the corporate ladder or go to school and get that degree, or, I'm not successful unless I can show I'm successful, unless I can prove to the world that I'm successful by all the things that I have and the money in the account. Because that chasing mentality, if that's what motivates you, are the external things, what happens when you get them? What are you going to be motivated by then? If you're motivated by money, if you're motivated by the materialistic things, then what happens to your motivation once you receive them? What's going to motivate you then? Is it ever going to be enough? Because the moment that you get what you want, the moment you realize that that wasn't your source of happiness at all. Because if you think that the $1 million home is the thing that's going to make you happy, and you get the $1 million home and you walk into it, you're going to realize that happiness is not within the home. Happiness is within you. That happiness for the moment, like, you'll be excited at first. You'll be like, oh, I've made it. And then that newness wears off, just like motivation, inspiration wears off. And then you chase to find the thing that lights you up again. Always chasing, always reacting. I got tired of chasing a long time ago, when I realized that the very thing that I chased, I caught up with, and I was still miserable. That's when I was like, what I thought it was going to be like is not what it was like. I thought, man, Once I have the fame and the fortune, I'm finally going to be happy. I'm finally going to be able to prove to all the negative people, all the naysayers, all the haters, that I was worthy and deserved of it. Because look at me now. But you don't go to bed with all those people. In other words, you go to bed with yourself. And in those moments of silence is when the real truth comes out. When all of the loudness of society quiets down and you are in those moments alone, is when you get really honest with yourself and go, you know what? You look around at all the things. You're like, if these other people that I so valued their opinion of me didn't exist, and I just had all of this stuff for me, would it really matter? I had asked a client one time, there's my dog. I had asked a client one time that if you were the last person on the face of the earth, would you still want all the things that you want? That's a question to contemplate. If you were the last person on the face of the earth, would you still want all the things that you want? And what it came down to, as far as the answer is concerned, was no. All that stuff wouldn't matter because I don't really want it all if nobody is there to see it other than me. If I'm not going to get the accolades, if I'm not going to get the praise, if I'm not going to have somebody pat me on the back, say, man, you've made it, then I don't really need it. I would be happy just experiencing life. I just think it was an important question to ask. And I've asked myself that question many times. If nobody gave a shit about what I had, would I still want it? If nobody cared that I had a huge house, if nobody cared that I had the luxury car, if nobody cared that I had a gazillion dollars in the bank account, would I still want it? Probably not. And what that question did is it made me go internal. It made me look inward and say, then what do you want for you? What is it that you want for your human being? What is it that you want that lights your soul on fire? And the answer was very clear. I wanted to contribute to society in a positive way. I wanted to have a sense of certainty, a level of uncertainty. I wanted to have a level of contribution where I was helping others. I wanted to have a level of connection. I want to continue to grow. I want to continue to learn. I want to feel important. That's what I wanted. All those things. And you notice that I said all the things that I wanted. None of it included the gazillion dollar house and a gazillion dollars in the bank and all these luxury cars. It didn't include any of those things. What it did include were the emotions that contributing created within me. It included the emotions of happiness, knowing that I matter. It included the emotions of excitement because I'm a creative being and I don't know what I'm going to create next, and that excites me. It included a feeling and an emotion of love because I'm connecting with other people. It created an emotion of pride because I'm doing something bigger than myself. Those are the things. Those are the things that are important to me. And when I'm being motivated and inspired by the emotions that I want to feel, then it's a game changer. All of a sudden, I'm not thinking about the materialistic things. I'm not thinking of just me. I'm thinking about me and you and us, which is why I do a podcast. because doing the podcast is for me and it's for you, and hopefully it's for us. And that, when I just think about why I'm doing what I do, when I just think about it, I get inspired and I get motivated. But it all goes back to the beginning of being grateful for what I have. I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed that I have my health, and I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed that I have an amazing daughter. I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed that we live in a place where we are safe. Not everybody can say that. I'm so lucky and I'm so blessed that we have a beautiful home and, nice vehicles and money, and God, because so many people don't have any of that. And when I do ask for more, and we all do, no matter how much you have, you're always going to want more. It's not the things that I want more of. What I want more of is the feeling of being excited about life, the feeling of being motivated, inspired to move in the direction of my dreams. That's what I want more of. And the ironic part, listen to this very clearly and very carefully. The ironic part about having my focus on the things that I currently have and showing gratitude for what I have that so many don't, is that the universe supports me in every possible way that you can imagine. That's why my saying, life is always working out for me, is so true. Because it is always working out for me. The universe fully supports me. I don't have to chase the materialistic things. I don't need to sit here and create a vision board of nothing but cars and houses and money. I don't need to write down financial goals, because I know, like I know, that the universe will fully support me when I'm in that attitude of gratitude. And that's what inspires and motivates me. I look over here to the side of my desk and I have my vision board up. I got to take my glasses off because I can't see with my glasses on far away. But some of the things on that vision board are statements like, I know, like I know, like I know. It's always this or something better. Life is always working out for me. What you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you become. It's got a little heart drawn on it. It says, for me, for you, for us. And I want to read something to you because I have this also on my vision board. I'm going to have to lean over here just a tad so that I can actually read it. It says, keep the honest moments close to your heart, the ones that are the most human. When you laugh until your ribs ache with your friends. When you feel stars exploding inside of you from falling in love. When life breaks you open and those tears of transformation pour like a river from your soul. Life is really quite simple. We get to experience this planet for a brief while. We get to learn how to love ourselves and one another for the strange, messy, and magical creatures that we are. What a gift it is to have a human life. If you look a little closer, there's always something to be grateful for. True gratitude isn't ignoring the darkness. It is participating with your whole heart in whatever moment life brings. It's a leaning into the unfolding process and having the courage to not need all of the answers. And that was written by a woman named Allie Michelle. That's what's on my vision board. It's not about the fancy cars and the fancy houses and all the money. It's about a life well lived. A life well lived of your choosing. Do the things that light you up. Ask what would make yourself happy today. Be grateful for what you have. And crave more experiences that make you even happier. That's the true key to inspiration and motivation. Not what you have, but who you're becoming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to the podcast. And know, like you know, that you are unstoppable and that life is always working out for you. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.